My goodness, Henry, you are one dumb son of a gun. I just saw these sneak peeks of The Walking Dead released. We got 4 sneak peeks that we're going to discuss in today's video. 2 of them go together and the other 2 go together, so it's pretty cool. 2 of them actually go back to back with Henry and Daryl. But man, one of the sneak peeks with Henry, what he did is going to have some huge repercussions throughout the rest of the season. So we're going to discuss all these sneak peeks in today's video. But before I do begin, spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up. And then also, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, hit that subscribe button for daily content. But let's get started. So in the first sneak peek, we have Lydia and Henry talking in the cell. Now, first thing I want to say is that I love the scenes between them in the cell from based on the opening minutes and then this sneak peek, just based on what I've seen so far. I'm liking it because it's really cool seeing the comics come to life. Even though it's not Carl, it's still really cool to see, you know, the scenes between them inside of the cell. So Henry is talking about Ezekiel, his second dad, and Lydia asks him, like, why isn't he here with your mom? And Henry says that it's because he's back home from a different community where I'm from. And this is the moment where Lydia, like right here, this is the perfect moment. You can capture the moment. We know exactly what's going on in her head. Like, just based on her eyes getting wide like that, she knows now that there's a different community and she wants to take advantage. So immediately after that, she asks Henry, like, where's his community? And Henry, I'm gonna slap you in the face for answering this question, but he basically gives her directions. He says it's about a day from here. It's called the Kingdom. And like, I mean, why Henry? Like, I mean you're an adult now. Like, Carol is, like, you know, she's a smart person. Ezekiel's smart. Like, they did not teach you this kind of stuff. But hey, man, he's in love with her. I get it. Like, he likes her. He's a lonely boy in the apocalypse. I totally get it. But anyways, yeah, Daryl is like pissed off at this because Daryl is listening to them on the other side of you know, the wall, and we saw that in the opening minutes. But the moment he says that, Daryl just like opens up the doors and just goes in there and takes Henry out and throws him outside and just absolutely pissed off at him. And that's where the first sneak peek ends, but the second sneak peek continues this scene, which is really cool. And then in the other sneak peek, the second one, we have Daryl all up in Henry's face, giving him shit for it, saying like, why would you tell her about the kingdom? You got family there. And Daryl is 100% right. And then Henry starts apologizing, but then he cuts himself off because he comes to the realization that Daryl's been listening to him, and he says, wait, you've been listening to me? Which is kind of funny because that's what he cares about. And then Daryl says, yeah, because basically Daryl used him. He says, like, what did you use me to get information? And Daryl said, yeah. So that kind of makes sense though, because in a different video I made a couple days ago, I was talking about, like, why is Henry still in this cell? Like, it's been a long time. But in this sneak peek, we learned that, you know, Daryl's been, and a lot of the Hilltoppers, he said, like, Enid's been switching off with me, and everybody's been listening to the conversations because they want to learn more about Lydia. So I kind of feel bad for Henry, but after, you know, telling him about the kingdom, I don't give a shit anymore. But then after that, we have Henry saying that, no, Lydia's a good person. You know, she got messed up out there. So that's obviously from the opening minutes when Lydia was telling Henry about her backstory. But now I'm starting to believe that, you know, either Lydia is lying or she got brainwashed, because we know Alpha isn't a good person or anything. And I actually think, because now that, based on her expression and her interest in knowing about the other communities, you know, she has to tell somebody about the fair or the kingdom, because, you know, it's not like, unless the Whisperers just randomly, you know, stumble upon the kingdom, she's obviously going to tell her mom or one of the Whisperers about it. And we know the Whisperers are going to go to the kingdom because we know the fair is going to happen. So putting all this together, I feel like either she was brainwashed or she just lied to Henry and made it seem like she got, you know, she was a victim. I don't exactly know, but all I'm saying is that these people cannot be trusted, because this is going to definitely have some, you know, repercussions when, you know, the fair happens, especially on Henry's part, because Henry is going to feel like an extreme amount of guilt after that, because if Ezekiel dies in it, oh no, that's a, you know, he basically, you know, like he said, his second dad is gonna die, and he could partially put that blame on himself. Now, it's not like 100% his fault. I feel like it's kind of inevitable for them to find out about the kingdom. They could easily follow people here and there, but still, you know, Henry's a kid. He's gonna feel obviously super guilty about it. But man, that was a big mistake, and they just set up something huge that could possibly going on later on in season 9. So yeah, those are the 2 sneak peeks we got of Dennery. I just said Dennery. Daryl and Henry. Those sneak peeks go hand in hand, but the other 2 also sort of go hand in hand. The first one, we have Cal, Magnus Group, and Tara. They're in the woods looking for Luke and Alden, and they find this horse that's kind of cut open, obviously due to the whispers. But I'm just like wondering, why are the whispers cutting up horses like that? I mean, maybe to get guts and stuff. I don't know. It's just super weird. But I like this sneak peek because Tara is definitely taking some leadership, here, and I actually like she did a pretty good job in this sneak peek, because Magnus Group wants to continue looking for Luke and Alden, mainly Luke, I bet, because Luke is their friend. And then, Tara says, no, it's too dangerous out there. And Tara is smart. Thank you. This is a smart-ass character. Thank you. Because she's like, we don't know. She doesn't listen to Lydia. Lydia said there's more of them out there. That could mean 3. That could mean like 300. She's being smart here and says we're going back. And she's taking the man and taking charge. And, it works, because I'm sure everybody is going to go back. Because the next sneak peek, we have Magnus Group, and only Magnus Group, Yumiko, Magna, Connie, and Kelly. They're out alone in the woods looking for Luke, I'm sure. So it looks like after, Tara takes charge and says, no, we have to go back, it's too dangerous out there, they're all going to go back with her because they don't want to upset her, because they gave them, a home, they gave them a place to stay. And then later on that night, they most likely are going to sneak out looking for Luke and Alden. Now, this sneak peek is also really interesting because we keep learning a little bit about Magnus Group, throughout the episodes, when they're talking among each other. And in this sneak peek, we have Yumiko saying, I keep thinking about Coalport. And Coalport is a village in England. And then later on in the sneak peek, we have, they're talking about they had a boat and they had to make a choice to come here. So now this puts out the question, did this group come from England? Like, did they take a boat all the way from England to the US in a zombie apocalypse? Like, maybe they were trying to escape or something. I don't know. That's pretty crazy to think about if they did. And that's going to definitely expand the world. I mean, I feel like that's really the only option. I mean, I keep thinking about Coalport. It could be a different Coalport, obviously. There's cities and stuff and villages with, like, similar names and this and that. But I feel like, I mean, and Yumiko is British, so possibly, I don't know. We don't have any British characters in The Walking Dead. We have a ton of British actors, but, we have no British characters. And, Yumiko is British. They're talking about Coalport, being a village in England, and a boat, possibly. I feel like they did come from England, and I want to learn more about that now because I'm intrigued. And like I was saying, this could be part of a bigger world that The Walking Dead is obviously trying to expand to. But don't get your hopes too high. I don't think you're going to do anything with England just anytime soon. Maybe in a spin-off or something. Maybe one of these characters could be involved in a spin-off down the road. But right now, they're dealing with the whispers. They're doing their thing, trying to survive. And I don't think we're going to go to England anytime soon. But yeah, those 2 sneak peeks also go together because it looks like, when Tara goes back, obviously they're going to follow them and then they're going to sneak out later that night. But also in episode 10, we have Alpha coming to the hilltop gates. Now, we have Yumiko and Magnus standing and looking over the wall. Now, I don't know if Luke and Alden are going to be there. I feel like they aren't, though, because unless they're just hiding them in the trailers and stuff. But in the trailer, and they probably are hiding them in the trailers. So there's no reason why they would show them in the trailers. But yeah, we didn't see them at the front of the gates when Daryl walked up to Alpha. So maybe they're not there. So, maybe after, Alpha comes to the hilltop and they're not there, and then they go out later that night, or they're going to do, like, maybe skip a couple days in the episode. They're going to go, at night, and then the next day Alpha comes or something. Also, in the episode 10 trailer, we have Kelly, like, really pissed off, and, like, it looks like she's going to run up and fight somebody, and we have some people holding her back. And maybe that could be, she's running at, Alpha at the gates or something, or maybe somebody pissed her off and, just like, I don't know, just ticked her off or something and she got upset or something. Because they probably are really frustrated that they lost their group. And I really like Magnus' group. They all look, they're all interesting. I want to learn more about their backstory. And, I think they picked a great cast. And we got a lot of them in episode 6. Not so much as of late. I'm still wondering what happened to Oceanside. I have no clue what happened to Oceanside. There's a lot of characters in The Walking Dead that I just want a little bit more of, and that's really my main issue with this season is that there's a lot of characters, and that's due to the big cast. Is that some of the characters are sidelined, and again because of the huge cast they have. But anyways, hopefully we get some more of Magnus' group because I'm really liking them. But those are the 4 sneak peeks we got for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 10, titled Omega. That Daryl and Henry one, though, was huge. Like, that moment is going to have a lot of, you know, repercussions going down the road. But leave all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below about those sneak peeks. I'd love to hear from you. I want to thank you guys for watching these videos. I truly do appreciate it. If you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.